All right, what's up, guys? Mike Letterman here, head trader at True Trading Group. That's it. End of the year. 2019 is donezo. Last trading day of the year, December 31st. It's also the last trading day of the decade. So goodbye, 2019. On Thursday, markets close tomorrow, Wednesday for New Year's Day, but on Thursday, we will begin 2020 and a brand new year. 2019 has been an awesome year. Um, it was a great year P&L wise, another real strong P&L year. I made a little bit less in 2019 than I did in 2018, but still kind of right on par. So a real strong year, real strong P&L year, but also it's a real strong year of like for True Trading Group and for TTG. I started this YouTube channel not too long ago, and we've grown it to, without spending a single dollar on any marketing or advertising, anything like that, just been organic, complete word of mouth. Um, and this channel has grown pretty quickly without spending any of that money. And it just 2019 has been a really good year. 2020, I'm looking forward to way more. I'm going to talk to you guys in this video. I'm going to go over some helpful tips. Instead of trade recaps and everything today, I feel like it's only right to finish off the year. We'll kind of recap the year, and then I want to give you some useful tips and hints to help you going into 2020. 2020 is going to be a real exciting year for a True Trading Group. We're going to be doing um, in-person meetups. The first one's probably going to be scheduled down in Miami. We're doing trader competitions where I'm doing competitions amongst all of our members, and then we'll be giving away prizes like laptops, watches, smartphones. We're gonna have a bunch of cool prizes and everything for members. So I'm excited, really excited for 2020. But um, I'm excited. It's an election year, so you can expect probably some volatility leading up to the elections as we see, what Democrat candidates are winning the primary, and then following the polls and to see, if it's Elizabeth Warren, is it Joe Biden, what's going to be going on and their policies and how's it going to affect healthcare stocks and all these other things. And um, I think that we're going to get some tensions and as we try to get to a phase two trade deal with U.S. and China, we're going to get some um, probably some volatility there. There's a lot of geopolitical tensions. There's the U.S. embassy in Iraq was just stormed today after the U.S. did some airstrikes on some Hezbollah backed militia in Iraq and in Syria. So I think we're going to have a pretty active 2020. I think it's going to be a pretty good year. Excuse me. So get ready, get excited because I certainly am. So Um, 2019, guys, was a year um, of small caps traded well throughout the year. Small caps were hot and cold and hot and cold, but there was some good action in small caps. But there was tremendous action in larger cap names. Like this year was a really good volatility year to trade large caps and to trade options off of those large caps. It was a really good year for that. There was tremendous volatility. You had large cap stocks making small cap type moves. I mean, you had a lot of high flyers this year. You had Beyond Meat was an absolute monster mover. You have Roku, which continues to be a big mover. Tesla squeezing to all-time highs. That's been a real active mover. Netflix has had tremendous range. You had, AMD, some of the chip stocks, like Lam and Nvidia, just a lot of real Apple. God, Apple up. I don't even know what was it, 80 something percent. Stocks doubled almost um, in 2019. You're talking about a large cap stock, doubling throughout the course of a year. I mean, that's just incredible. It's just absolutely incredible. Chipotle has had a hell of a year. So it's been a really good year. Obviously, it helps that the overall markets are at all time highs. Even Boeing recently, with all the volatility in Boeing, with the chaos with the 737 Max. I mean, you're talking about Boeing giving you $10 moves. So it's been a really good year. It's been a really good year for variety. You had gold on fire. Okay, gold, and it's nice to see gold come back into the mix. I had a lot of trades this year. A lot of trades this year were in JNUG and some of the gold related ETFs. Um, Natural gas, DGAS, that's been real volatile. I mean, we had some really great trading opportunities in 2019, and it really I want you guys to really try to focus on, and maybe one of the goals you can set for 2020 is to try to become more diversified as a trader, because um, being more diversified as a trader is very important when you're working on trying to be consistently profitable. Because yes, you know, a lot of traders when they first start out, they focus on small caps because of the small account. You guys can buy a larger amount of shares on some of the cheaper stocks, and you focus on that, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but I want you to be able to have to be diverse and to be able to trade mid caps and trade options off of these large caps. Even though you might not have the account size to buy shares of Roku, but you can certainly trade the options on it. Because when there's that kind of volatility, there's that kind of movement in large cap stocks, those options are phenomenal vehicles to trade. And if small caps are slow, you can get even greater potential on volatility in large caps by trading the options. I mean, it's very common to see an option contract move 100% in a single day. I mean, it's common to see that. So there's still a lot of action there. And I think that that's something that I would like some of you to maybe make as one of your goals in 2020 is to try to become a little bit more of a diversified trader. All right. Um, Before I get into the tips that I want you guys to take into 2020, some useful, helpful tips to keep in mind, some rules that you can set for yourselves that I think will help your trading. Um, the For New Year's, okay, we have a special going on for New Year's where you guys can get 25% off um, a 1 year all inclusive membership to TTG Training Group. So if you guys been following my channel now for a while, you know that every day I'm putting out these videos, technical lessons, mental lessons that can help you become consistently profitable traders. And this is the same type of material and the same stuff that I learned when I worked at the hedge fund. So I'm basically just taking all that information that I received at the hedge fund, I've simplified it. That's the stuff that I share with you, but it's only the tip of the iceberg. It's like 15% of of the full curriculum that is part of True Training Group. So the 3 months of I sat in a classroom for 3 months at the hedge fund. If you guys follow my channel, you know that by now. But if you're new, I'll just give you a quick little recap or quick little overview. I sat in a classroom for classroom style setting for the first 3 months of my employment at the hedge fund, and I just learned. And that crash course is what I've simplified and created the TGT curriculum. So we've got the beginner and foundation courses, advanced courses, option courses, trader psychology courses. There's a swing trading course that's coming out here pretty soon. And the 1 year all inclusive membership gives you access to everything. TTG is the Netflix of trading communities. Once you sign up and you become part of the TGT family, you'll never be upsold anything. I hate these, you know, there's a lot of these other educational platforms out there where you spend all this money to sign up. And then when you sign up, they're like, hey, thanks for signing up. But if you want the real secret, you got to buy this. It's like, come on, man. There's no secret. There's no special strategy or no secret pattern. It's all a marketing tactic and it's a marketing ploy. So with all that stuff, you guys will never be upsold with TTG. Everything that we have, every resource, every course, when you become a member, you get access to it. And I'll be coming out with a lot more courses and resources for our members next year. And you get access to all of them as they come out once you guys are a member. So it's 25% off. You guys can click the link in the description below if you want to take advantage of that 25% discount. Use coupon code SAVE25. SAVE25 is a coupon code that you use. And I'll also throw in, because I'm in the giving spirit, I'm also going to throw in a free one-on-one mentor session with myself. So if you guys want to have a little one-on-one mentor session, we can talk about any topics that you desire, any questions that you have, or anything that you're struggling with that you think um, will help make you a better trader, whatever it is, we can discuss that and go over that in one-on-one. So it's only available today, guys. After the new year, that will expire. So again, save 25 is a coupon code. Click on the link in the description below. Now let's get into the 8 little tips and hints that I think will help you guys going into 2020. And these are some things. Some of these things will relate to new, inexperienced traders. Some of these other things can relate to a seasoned veteran and a newbie at the same time. So I think this stuff will be really helpful. So first and foremost, um, self-confidence is very, very important as a trader, and sense of accomplishment has a lot to do with that. A lot of traders get very, very frustrated early in their careers because they put a timeline on their profitability. And when you put a timeline on your profitability, you're putting a lot more pressure on yourself, and you're making it more difficult for you to recognize progress. And it's important for you to recognize progress, especially early on in your trading career. So my tip number one for you is to recognize progress and to not equate success and progress with profitability, because every single trader is in a different point in their journey. And a lot of traders, like I tell this to a lot of our True Trading Group members all the time, because a lot of our TGT members, they end up finding True Trading Group after coming from some other community, some other educational platform that they spent a bunch of money, they didn't learn anything. So, or they learned things but they were incorrect and they were amateur and they weren't taught how to use certain things properly. So that creates a lot of bad habits. So what I tell a lot of our members, like, you have to understand is, like, if that's you, if that is something that you have dealt with and I'm speaking to you and this relates to you, you have to understand that you have to break those bad habits. You're not just going to learn something new and then all of a sudden it's like you're starting from a fresh clean slate. You're not a robot. You can't just have your program deleted and then upload an entirely new software. It doesn't work that way. You're human. So it's going to take time for you to break those bad habits and then get used to and implementing a professional strategy. So that's the first thing that I would say is my tip number one, because you have to also think like the the most common result of a trader's P&L is not just, okay, I open up my trading account, I deposit money, and my P&L just goes like this. My account value just grows. That's not the way it works. Usually, what you have happen is a trader opens up their account, they put money in it, they start trading before they actually learn, and they start to lose money. And in the very beginning, they lose money at a very rapid rate. So that incline or that decline is very steep in the very beginning. They start to lose money, they lose money quickly. Then what happens is they start to now learn and they're starting to now soak up and they're starting to absorb some information. They're learning by trial and error. They're discovering what type of trader they are. They're discovering what strategy works best for them, what fits their personality. What type of trader are they? Are they a traditional day trader? Are they a scalper? Are they a swing trader? Do they like trading options? What stocks they like to trade? Do they like the real fast, volatile, quick movers? Or do they like the slower movers? All of that stuff is called trader identity. They're discovering who they are as a trader. And while they do that, now your P&L is still declining, but it's slowing down. It's at a less steeper rate. So in the beginning, maybe you're going down like this, and then you start to kind of go down like this until you eventually start to bottom. That bottoming out process could be 3 months, could be 6 months, could be a year, could be 2 years. Everybody goes at their own pace. Everybody started in a different stage in their trading career. Some people are coming to True Trading Group with a fresh, clean slate. They've never traded stock a day in their life. They want to learn how, and this is where they're going to start. That's a little bit different for that person because they're getting a true professional education right from the start. But if you have somebody that has a lot of bad habits, that curve is going to take a while and is going to be elongated. And it's important that you guys understand this. It's important to put this into perspective because I actually just had a one-on-one mentor session with a member who just signed up like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. They signed up with like the holiday special. We got 30% off. And they've only been trading for like it was less than 6 months, and they're getting very frustrated. They're already like, "Oh, I don't know if this is for me," and they're very frustrated. And the first 2 months or 3 months of their trading, they got a different education at a different in a different group, and they said they really didn't learn anything. They were still very confused, and they were losing money. And they were losing money quickly. But now they said they were following me on YouTube for like a month or so, implementing some of the lessons I talked about on YouTube, and their trading started to improve, and they decided to sign up for True Trading. Now they've been actually a member for now it's 2 weeks, and this was just the other day. So now their P&L has started to baseline a little bit, and I know it's a very small time frame, but it's relative, and I want to using this as an example because it just happened. So their P&L has now started to baseline now, but they're still frustrated because they're not profitable. And this is where when I say recognize progress, because if the last 4 or 5 months of your trading, your P&L has done this, and now for the last month of your trading, your P&L has done this, well, that, my friend, is progress. And your P&L is not just going to go like this. Okay, it's not realistic. You have to be realistic. You have to understand what to expect. This is what you should expect. Okay, if you're losing money early on, then it starts to slow down, you base out, and then you start to work your way back up. So recognize progress. If you found yourself like last year, if you lost a boatload of money in 2018 and then 2019, you didn't make any money, but you didn't lose any money, that's still progress. And you have to recognize that progress because usually before a trader that struggles in the beginning, before a trader turns profitable, they're going to go through a baseline where they're not making money, but they're not losing money. That's very, very common. So recognize that as progress. Don't just automatically say, if I'm not profitable, then I'm not getting any better. Because you could be getting better and you're still losing money, but you're losing a hell of a lot less. Maybe let's say in 2018, you lost $20,000, but in 2019, you lost $2,000. That's progress. Now, is it taking longer than you would have liked to have become profitable? Yes, of course it's taking longer. But like I said, everybody's at a different point in their journey as a trader. Everybody has different experiences when they first start off. Everybody learns at a different pace. So it's important that you recognize progress because, like I said, self confidence is very important and self gratification and that feeling of accomplishment is very important as a trader. So I want you to really recognize that progress and don't just automatically equate success and progress with profitability because the two are not um, directly correlated like that. You can still be progressing as a trader and not be profitable depending on where you are coming from and what point you are at in your trading career. All right. Um, second tip. Second tip that I'm going to cover with you is to that I want to let you know is to this relates to specifically new traders. This is for brand new traders, inexperienced traders. Do not try to make money. Yes, you heard me correctly. Do not try to make money. You're probably like, Mike, what the hell are you talking about? Don't try to make money because that should not be your first goal. Your first goal should be to learn. If you have no idea what you're doing, then your goal should not be open up a trading account and just start making money. Again, not realistic. Your goal should be to paper trade and learn. That's your goal as a brand new trader is to learn. Learn first. Once you learn how to make good trades and how to set your game plan, how to manage your risk, how to identify profitable setups, how to identify high probability patterns, how to trade them properly, how to identify how to use certain technical indicators. Once you learn how to do that, money and good P&L will be a byproduct of that education and of you making good trades and executing good trades. So I want you to focus on learning first. Okay, I want you to focus on learning first. Excuse me, guys. My father is calling me. Just text him and tell him I'm busy. All right. Um, so, when I say, don't try to make money, I want you guys to focus on learning. Okay, it's more important that you learn in the beginning because what I just talked about before about your P&L, a lot of traders they start trading without learning anything and they lose money in the very beginning. Don't do that. Paper trade so your P&L doesn't move because you're trading with fake money. Paper trade while you learn so that when you start trading with real money, okay, yes, you still may lose money in the very beginning because it's kind of a little bit different when you start trading with real money. There's going to be a learning curve, but instead of your P&L looking like this when you first start trading, maybe it just kind of looks like this and you have much less of a hole to dig yourself out of. Okay. So if you're new, don't make your goal. Your goal should not be to make money right away. Your goal should be to learn. Number three, since we're talking about goals, I want you to set realistic, attainable goals for yourself. This goes back to what I talked about before about being, self confidence is very important as a trader. And that sense of gratification and accomplishment is very important as a trader to give you confidence. If you're not confident in yourself, you're never going to be able to pull the trigger. So you've got to be confident in yourself and setting attainable, realistic goals and achieving those goals and crossing them off helps build self confidence and helps with that feeling of self accomplishment, self achievement. So your goal should not be, I want to be a better trader. That's not a goal. Okay. Your goal should be, I want to have one week where I'm green Monday through Friday, so 5 green days in a row. That's a goal. Okay. If your biggest win ever was $250, setting a goal of a $300 win, that's a goal. If you have never gone an entire month with with two red days in a row, if you've never gone an entire month, like I said, maybe you have, or maybe you've never had an entire month where you've never had a back-to-back red day. That's a goal that I want you to set for yourself. Okay, realistic, attainable goals that you guys can check off and cross off as you go through your process, your progress, and you go through your development. Okay, so realistic, attainable goals. Tip number 4: I want you to get a real education. Okay, even if it's not from me. Honestly, I really don't care where you get your education from. Just make sure that wherever you're getting it from, that it's from a professional that actually knows what they're talking about. It's not just someone that just magically came up with some special secret or special strategy. I want you guys to really focus on getting a true professional education, and make sure that you know the background of the person that it is that you're getting your education from. Make sure it's a credible source. Okay, because there's a lot of scam artists out there that are taking advantage of your desire to want to learn how to do this, and they suck you in with some um, gimmicky marketing tactic. And then once you sign up, you don't actually get any value, but they already have your money. There's no refunds, and that's it. You're on your own, and you can't ask questions, and you don't get mentorship. You don't get guidance. They're just taught like, hey, watch this DVD or read this book, and then just follow along with what I do, and then you're just left to fend for yourself. Make sure that's not what you're getting yourself into. Again, guys, it doesn't have to be for me. I don't care if you get your education from me or not. Uh, I put these videos out there and these lessons on the channel. I put them out there for free. You've probably learned more on my YouTube channel for free than you probably have buying some few $1,000 course from some other people. And that's because this is true professional education versus someone that's just trying to take advantage of your desire to learn how to do this. So make sure that you're getting an education from a proven, successful trader that is a real professional. Since we're on the topic of who you're going to get your education from, my next tip is, do not try to mix strategies. It's a very common mistake by new traders. New traders, they go online, they find people on YouTube, just like you found me. You watch me, you watch, maybe two, three, four other traders. And a very common mistake is that they try to take little bits and pieces of every single trader strategy and put them together to form their own. Do not try to do this, because those 4 or 5 traders that you're trying to pull little bits and pieces from could be 4 or 5 totally different types of traders. You might be looking at someone like me. Now, I'm a very, very diversified trader. I'm a traditional day trader. My day trades last several minutes to several hours. I'm not a scalper. Okay. I also do swing trading. I also trade options. I'm a very diversified trader. I trade ETFs. I trade everything. Okay. But then someone will take something from my strategy, then they'll go over to somebody else that's a micro scalper. Micro scalper is somebody that gets in and out within seconds to just a couple minutes. Okay, that's a micro scalper. Now, myself and a micro scalper are going to have different strategies. We're going to have different setups that we go after. We're going to have different ways of analyzing certain technical indicators. We're going to have different triggers that ignite our trades. We're going to have different take profit targets. We're going to have different risk. Everything's going to be different. It's a totally different strategy. Then you might look at someone that's just a longer term swing trader, somebody that buys stocks and holds them for 2 to 3 weeks or a month or two. That person's going to trade totally different setups. They're going to look for totally different things than I do. Okay. So don't try to do this. It's like if I gave you 4 different puzzles, like those big puzzles, if I give you 4 different puzzles and you tried to take some pieces from each puzzle and then create your own, the pieces are not going to fit together. So don't try to force them to. You've got to identify who you are as a trader, what strategy works best for you, and then find a mentor, okay, and that teaches a professional variation of that strategy, okay. Speaking of mentor, this segue on these topics was actually not intended, but this is awesome because segues right into my next useful tip, which is, guys, ask questions, find a mentor. All right. I was lucky enough to have, when I worked at the hedge fund, I had a mentor. It was my senior portfolio manager. If it wasn't for that man, I don't know where I would be today, because I owe all of my success that I enjoy today to him and the mentorship and the guidance that I received. I was able to ask questions. Our trading stations, when I worked at the hedge fund, were directly in front of each other. So our screens, our trade setups were back to back. So like if we stood up and looked over our station, we were staring at each other. So I was always able to bounce ideas off of him, talk to him, ask questions. He truly was my mentor. And it's important that you find that, because trading can be a very lonely game. You want to make sure that you have someone that you can go to, that you can ask questions to openly and freely. That's not going to, shun you away for asking a question, or is not going to say that's a really stupid question, or, you know, if you have a question, I guarantee you somebody else has the same question. I've been doing this for 15 years, but I wasn't always a successful trader. There was a point in my life where I knew absolutely nothing and I had to ask questions. So ask questions, find a mentor. It's extremely beneficial as a trader. Okay. Um, then I think this is lesson number 7. This is something that's very, very helpful. And I want you guys to really remember this. The difference between a great trader and a struggling trader, I'm going to tell you right now. Great traders are more concerned with how much they're going to lose if they're wrong. Struggling traders are obsessed with how much they're going to make if they're right. Always, always, always be more concerned with how much you're going to lose if you're wrong. Risk management is everything in this game. Everything. You will never be consistently profitable if you do not have solid, ironclad risk management. So where does that begin? By worrying about how much you're going to lose if you're wrong on every single trade. Okay. That is how you start with a solid foundation for risk management. There was a point early in my trading career, I never had a problem winning big. When I was right, I'd win big. But early in my career, when I was wrong, I would also lose big. So I found myself on a hamster wheel. Like I wasn't progressing. My P&L was stagnant, because I would hit a home run, but I would give a huge chunk of it back. I would hit a home run, then I would give a huge chunk of it back. And then at the end of the month, I'm like, all of that, and this is all I've got. So it wasn't until I started controlling my downside that my P&L started to skyrocket. And my winners did not get any bigger. My winners stayed the same. My average win stayed the same, but my average loss greatly shrunk. And as a result, my P&L skyrocketed. So a lot of people get confused when they want to talk about, I want to make more money. They feel like they need to buy more position size, and they need to let their winners run longer. They need to make more money when they're right. No, not true. Lose less when you're wrong, and you'll make more money as a result. So always remember that. And my last tip to lead you guys into 2020 and say goodbye to 2019 is work hard. Sounds cliche, but there is no secret to this game. There is no special strategy. There's no special pattern that unlocks the keys to the stock market. There is no 100% fail-proof system. Anybody that tells you so, it's a marketing tactic, and they're trying to take advantage of your desire to learn how to do this. Do not fall for that. All right? If you want to become a consistently profitable trader, be willing to put in the work just like anything else. You are the ultimate entrepreneur if you are a trader. The ultimate entrepreneur. You literally control your own destiny. There is no ceiling whatsoever to your profit potential. You can make 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 500,000, a million. You can make as much money as you possibly could dream of as a trader. There's nothing holding you back. You're the ultimate entrepreneur. Your success and failure rests solely on your back and your back alone. Nobody else. Nobody else. Just you. Okay. And there is no special secret. It's just good hard work, professional education, good mentorship, and hard work. You do those 3 things, and I guarantee that you're exponentially increasing your chances of becoming a consistently profitable trader. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Do those 3 things. Get a professional education, find a good mentor, and work hard. Do those 3 things, and your chances of becoming a consistently profitable trader and reaching your dreams have exponentially increased. Okay. So, guys, 2019 has been a blast. I'm excited for 2020. again, if you guys want to join the TGT family, take advantage of the 25% discount on the 1 year all-inclusive membership, where you get 1 year access to chat, text message trade alerts. If you can't be in chat, you can follow along with what it is that we're doing during the day. Swing trade email alerts and analysis, access to the full TGT curriculum, all of my courses that I wrote. That's the beginner and foundation courses, the advanced courses, the option courses, trader psychology, and all future courses coming out down the road, which will include a trader psychology course part two, and also a swing trading course. It's coming out in 2020 as well. Remember, you guys will never be upsold anything in TTG. Once you become part of the family, you're part of the family. You get access to everything we have to offer, including myself. All right. So happy New Year, guys. Be safe. Have fun this evening. Please, please, please be smart. A DUI costs 10 grand. A funeral costs 7,500. An Uber costs $15 or a Lyft. All right. Don't be stupid. Have fun. Happy New Year. And I look forward to an awesome 2020 with you all. See you guys in chat.